Welcome to Yeshiva Daf Shir sponsor Luinish Masayim Yakushon Lev Basitzchok. We're holding in Basra Daf Ein Ches. We got to the Mishnah. So the Mishnah. Hamoicher Sachamor Lo Mochar Kelov. Someone sold a donkey. That sell the kelov of the donkey. You know the instruments that come with the donkey. The Gemara is going to explain. Nachamod Yoim Mochar Kelov. He did sell the kelov. Machlokes. Sometimes they are sold, sometimes not. A donkey in front of him, and the kelov is on him. Sell me this donkey. So as the Gemara is going to explain, there's no point to say this donkey. This obviously, this donkey that belongs to you. So, sell me this donkey that belongs to you. Well, why have to say these words? He's adding to say the donkey the way it is. But chamor chahu ain't called mechurim. So chamor chahu is really more of a question. Is this your donkey? He didn't add any extra words, so he's not calling to the kill. Says the Gemara Maulo machlekes, and here maybe with the article help me with some of the translation. Machlekes besak v'diskio v'chumni. These are different items that are used for loads. How do you translate it?
One's a sack.
Sack.
A saddlebag.
Saddlebag.
And a side saddle.
And a side saddle. Or does you're using it to?
Not used for carrying.
They're not used for carrying. They're used for.
Riding.
No, not riding.
No, not riding. But
not riding, for muscle, for load. The donkey is meant to ride, not to put load on it. So you're selling the donkey to ride, not these instruments which are for loading. He's Lamos. So they're showing me to point out, not dafka Lamos and not for riding, because we'll see in a moment. But they talk about it also, both. They're doing both. Aval ukov umir das, kilki v'chovek. And these are for the meant for riding. So ukov is a saddle. And mirdas is a blanket they put there. And the kilki is was what?
It's a band.
Like a band.
It goes underneath the animal.
Band. And chavak is the
Breast strap.
the what?
Breast strap.
Breast strap. So different instruments here that allow you to have a saddle for someone to ride on it. It is mocher because it's part of the donkey. So more meisivei chamor ve'kelov v'moichelecho hareze mocher saukov v'samirdas v'zakilki v'sachovok. Right? He says that he's selling him chamor ve'kelov. So he's selling all these items. Which we said before, these are the items used for loading. If he said everything on top of it, it includes everything. Right? Look at the first part of this brisa. How does the brisa start? He says, I'm selling you the donkey v'kelov. You still say that you sell the donkey with the, so you say it includes the saddle. Right? Mashma. But if you didn't say these words, according to the Bach, we added another word, loy. So what does it mean? Mashma, just because he's a kelov, so you add the saddle. But I just have chamar with no extra words, you don't sell the saddle. And we said that saddle is always sold. Says the Gemara, really everything is sold. Always, when you sell a donkey, you sell with it the instrument used for riding. The chiddush is, even though he said kelov, still sak, diskio, v'chumni, these items that are used for masui, loikoni. And that's not great. So the one my chumni, that you said before, is the breast strap. I don't remember why they mentioned it this way. It's the way, it's the saddle for women. It's a little more, because they say there's a side saddle. So that is what chumni is. Interesting. No, so maybe just to correct what he said. Because chumni is added to the load. Remember, we have two lists. One list is sak tiskio chumni. That is what? Load.
One's cargo, one's rush.
Cargo. And then you have ukum, your desk, that's for writing. Now, where do you put the one that you take the woman? As the writing or as cargo?
It should be writing, but no.
Right? But you see, the Gemara puts in the cargo list. Because in the cargo list, you have chumni. Chumni is because the nashi. In other words, they don't really write it. They're really more being carried on the animal. Okay, so that's just say Oru B'Alma. Says the Gemara, Ibailu. Question of the Gemara. Ibai the mol of Machlekes, Amsheni the mol of Moidu Nochum Hamodi. Do we say that only when the items are on the donkey? So then your Machlekes doesn't include only riding or also cargo. But if it's not on the donkey, it's not sold. Ideal more maybe B'Sheinim Olav Machlekes. But if they're not on him, the Machlekes is. Then Rabbanan will agree that it's all sold. So what Toshma is not Shomar Lo Yu V'Chol Masha'olav Arikula Mechur.
Doesn't Mishnah say that he's standing there with the donkey with the gear on it?
Later in the Mishnah. Next part of the Mishnah, right? You're right. The Gemara's going to get there. It's a good point. Yom is saying the Hemshech Mishnah is mashra, it's on him, and that's one of the riots the Gemara's going to bring. Says the Gemara, Toshma is not Shomar Lo Yu V'Chol Masha'olav Arikula Mechur. Right? That's the lush of the price that we have. If he said whatever's on top of it, so they all sold. You know you say when they're on top of him, it's a machlekes. So Rabbanan says on top is not sold. If he said kol masha'alav, it is sold. So how many Rabbanan? Maybe tell him when it's on the donkey, it's always sold. And here it says only because he saw the words who b'chol masha'alav. Actually, you don't say b'chol masha'alav, it's not sold. How many? In other words, the fact that the Brisa says, if he said everything on top of it is sold, mashra, the discussion is when it's on top of it. And if he didn't have the words, the machlekes is it sold or not. So the more lo yilom b'sheina do machlekes. Really, lo yilom, the way the Bach says it is lo yilom ein malach b'shein oidol machlekes. Machlekes is it's not like that. For Rabbanani, this is Rabbanan. What does it mean? If it's on the donkey, everybody agrees it's sold. Here in donkey, it's not on the donkey. It says the words kol masha'alav, not kol masha'alav, kol masha'roy sold. Whatever is proper to be on top of it. So what Tashma that we do? Sometimes it's sold, sometimes it's not sold. My love. Right? Now this goes to what Binyamin mentioned. Let's go to Hemshech Mishnah. So the Abudu, it depends on the case, depends what he said. Right? So Abudu is talking about Tanakam. And there Abudu says, Chamor lefono v'keilav olav. Clearly talking about keilav olav. Now that's what Tanakam is on in Nochlamati. Says more like, Rabbi Yudo, the Farechesam base, no, nothing to do. Tanakama spoke with Zano. Because it says, it depends. Not to argue with Tanakama, not to discuss Tanakama's case. We saw it earlier. If you sell the wagon, you didn't sell the horses. And we saw in yesterday's daf. You sell the wagon, you do sell the produce. We learned in the Mishnah he doesn't sell. Should I come and erase it? In other words, there's a mistake, this brisa. Explain the Mishnah, talking about that the wagon is attached to the donkey. The brisa is talking about when the wagon is attached to the horse, and therefore the both are sold together. But if it's detached, so then it's not sold. So our Mishnah is talking about what's not connected. In the ratio talk about the wagon and the horse is not connected. So for the sefer they're not connected with the saddle. So The Gemara just brings a raya. Bring a raya for the ratio of the Mishnah. Do you see that we're talking about what the case is? That the horse. The case of previous Mishnah was I sold a wagon. Did I sell the horse? Is the horse attached to the wagon or not? Not attached. Now the next Mishnah, the discussion is if I sell a donkey, do I sell the saddle? Is the saddle attached to the donkey or not? That was the discussion. So the same with the beginning of the Mishnah talk is not attached. So the end of the Mishnah talk is not attached. Similar case. Says the Gemara once again, if you want to learn from the different Mishnah, let's learn another Mishnah. It says, when you sell the ship, you don't sell the slaves. Not the merchandise. For me, my antiki, that's what we learned in the end of the sugya, that iskya is the load, the merchandise, the cargo. The Reisha talks about clearly that the antiki is in the boat. That's what we're talking about. So if you want to bring a right for a Mishnah, go into the Mishnah, first Mishnah. Right? Because there they were talking about because as Rashban points out, the word intiki means merchandise in the boat, not outside the boat. So if you want to bring a right for a Mishnah, go to the first Mishnah. You can't bring any rice to the Mishnah. Every case is different. The boat is talking, it's on it. The wagon is talking, is not on it. In our Mishnah, we're not so clear. We don't have no right. So all these mandamarim, all these tanoim, when you sell something, you're selling everything with it. Tais points out right away, not exactly the same shita, they're not agreeing for everything, but they all had some way of shita. When you sell something, you sell with it the accessories. So we'll see, each one has a different case. That's what we saw earlier. Someone who sells Beis Sabad, he sells the big beam without you press the oil. You saw before, you sell the city, you sell the slave who's responsible for the measurement. You sell the vineyard, you sell with it the tashvish shekem, and that we'll see that was mentioned earlier. We talked about that when you sell a boat, you sell with the boat the fisherman boat, the small boats. Regarding selling the donkey. So all these shittas include in the sale some of the accessories. With the end of the Mishnah, we learn if says something is sold depends on his losh. What's the between if he says you're this donkey or with zu or who? He knows this is donkey. Right? So he's saying, he could have said, sell me the donkey. He says, sell me this donkey that belongs to you. What do you want to tell me? Including the donkey, everything. When he says, Chamocho is more like a question. Is this your donkey? Is this your donkey to sell to me? And therefore, there's no extra lush, and that's why it doesn't include the camel. So the Mishnah. Hamoicher is a chamor, machar is a sayach. Which, what is that? That is the child that's born to the donkey. What will be the right word in English? Pony. Yeah. So a foal is the son of a donkey. The baby. Yeah. I mean, that's cool.
F-O-U-L?
Look at the Rishban. The Rishban, the second Rishban says, Saich, B'noi shechamor kor Saich. Okay. Machar sapor lo mocher zmna. But when you sell a cow, you're not selling a child. It wasn't explained why. Mocher ashpa, mocher zivlo. You sell the place of the garbage, you sell the garbage with it. The Rishban explains that that's not garbage, it's talking about really fertilization. It's the manure is sold with the location. Machar bar mocher b'meir. You sell the pit, you sell it with the water. Machar kavez mocher dvarim. You sell a bee, you sell the bees with it. Machar shevach mocher yoim. You sell the nest, you sell the birds with it, the doves with it. So now we're going to speak of the first part of the Mishnah. If he said the child includes. What's the difference between a donkey and a cow? He says, I'm going to give you a donkey who's nursing. I'm giving you a female donkey who's nursing. I'm giving you a cow who's nursing. Boy, you know what he wants? He doesn't want the fact that it's nursing. It wants the milk. If it's nursing, it has more milk. So he said, I'll give you a regular cow. I'll give you a cow which is right now nursing. A lot of milk. That doesn't necessarily mean he wants a child. And lechamor my karmeli. But with chamor, you can't drink the milk anyway. Shvami no, you b'nai karmel. That's what he means. A nursing donkey who has a child with it. The my karmel is saich shemalech achar sichono. And who goes after sichono, which means what? How do you when it's young, like a pony. You just say nicely, come, bubula, and he comes. You don't have to hit it. The Rashbam says, the older donkeys need to be hit. The younger, just talk to him nicely, he's going to come. And now, because we mentioned Sichana, we go into the next drush. Says the Gemara, the following psukim are referring to, as Rashbam points out, the Oretz that was conquered by Sichon, right? By Sichon. So as the Rashbam brings, Pashta the Kro Maya b'Shlicham Sichon Melech Moav Rishikas Kol Arzu. It says over there Sichon conquered land, and then so they conquered it. So in the Torah it says the Sichon conquered the land, and then he brings a whole song. The Torah brings a song the people sang when Sichon conquered their land. So, as Rashbam says, why are we bringing this song in the Torah? Teaching me something else. And this is what the Gemara is going to teach. That's the psukim regarding Sichon. That's the name of the, that's what the pasuk says. So, more dashes. These are the ones that tzaddikim that control the Yetzir. Let's do a cheshbon. Let's do a cheshbon in the world. Hefsed mitzvah keneged schara. When you lose a mitzvah, you don't do it. Keneged eschar when you do it. V'schar aveiro keneged seido. And the reward you get from aveiro keneged the hefsed that you get from aveiro. So the Pashup Shad is talking about you do a cheshbon. What exactly you gain when you do your mitzvah, and what you're losing if you don't. What you gain when you do aveiro, and what happens if you don't. And here it comes in, you can put it added the famous Vilna Goyen that says that when you come to Shamayim, you're going to have din v'cheshbon. What's din v'cheshbon? Din is all the bad things a person did. Cheshbon is what could he have done the same time good instead of bad. So that's part of the cheshbon. Do a cheshbon, what's going on? Says the Gemara, that continues the pasuk. Tivone v'tikoinen. The pasuk says tivone koinen ir sichon. That's part of the song. So we dash. If you do cheshbon, tibone bo ilu mazeh v'tikoinen lo ilu mabo. Person will be rewarded in this world and the world to come. Ir sichon. Im simado atzui ki ayu zeh shemalach akar sichono. That's why we brought this drush. Person puts himself like a small animal that he's being pushed by sichano, meaning the Yitzhara. It's very easy for him to convince him to do something. Come on, bubula, let's just go. And then doesn't fight back. Machti v'choro ki eish yotzo mecheshbon. There'll be a fire. Teitze eish mimechashvin v'toichel chein mechashvin. The fire from the ones doing the mitzvahs will come and burn the ones that don't. So this we go back to the Agadas of Rabbi Bachan that we learned earlier. Every tzaddik gets embarrassed. Oh, why didn't you do like the other ones? Every Rosh says, I should have done cheshbonos. Is that referring to that's what they call it. So it comes up about 5 in there. That's part of the psukim over there. Understand what's ayir? I mean, why we have to say it twice? But the one who's going after, like someone who goes after his yitzharo, like the one who goes to sichana, very easy to convince him. Someone was there before. Bale, that eats up them. Bale Bamus Arnon, what's Bamus Arnon? Elu Gaseh Ruach. Talk about the Bali Gaiva. The Homar, Mar, Kol Odun Shesh Begatsa Ruach Nefel Begenom. Anybody who's about Gas Ruach, so Bal Gaiva falls again. V'nirom Omar Rosho. The Apostle says, V'nirom Ova, V'nirom, the Apostle says, V'nirom Ovad Cheshbon. That's what it says. Shidash, V'nirom, what's V'nirom? Omar Rosho Ein Rom. Right? Omar Rosho Ein Rom. There's no Chaz Shalom Kishbochu. Ovad Cheshbon. Ovad Cheshbon Shalom. If you lost the Cheshbon of what's right, what's wrong. Adivo in the Meshach HaPasuk. Omar Kishbochu Am Tenat Sheyovodin. That's going to wait to the Yom Adin. V'nosh, and the Hemshech HaPasuk is V'noshim Ad-Noifach. That's the Pasuk. V'nashim Ad-Noifach. So what is Oidash with the Faintes Without Adab? Ad Shetovoi Eish She'eino Tzicha Nipuach. Till because of fire that blows on its own. Ad made Vod Shetad Iv Nishmasam, who will punish, who will burn the neshama of the Rishoyim. The Ovid Mai the boy. Midva Loshan Ovid Mai the boy. Whatever it needs to do, it does. It will punish whatever it needs to punish. So the Rishoyim, the feel that they're exempt, doesn't work that way. Says the Gemara, just continue here, and the Gato, someone who leaves Torah, Eish Oichaltoi, the fire will burn him. Shneimar, Satis Ponaim Bahem, Me'eish Yotzo, Va'eish Tochlem. They leave the fire, the fire eats them. Also, Dima Abiyuso, Kolapoy Shatsu Divrei Torah, Never will begin, someone who leaves the Torah falls again him. Shamar Odom Toyim Medech Haskel, Pekahal Refoim Yenuach. That is someone who goes away from the Derech of Sechel Torah, so he's going to be a Kal Refoim. What's Refoim? And Refoim El Gehenim. Shneimar V'lo Yodah Ki Refoim Shom Pimkei Shol Kuel. So Refoim first in case Shol shows Gehenim. So you have the Gehenim, Refoim, people that leave the Torah will fall into Gehenim. Even George regarding that, Hashem will be more on this in the Shul Machshav on the Daf Shiur. Call to Rabbi Isai. Have a wonderful night.